Good morning, Garden Homes. As you can see, I've got my Brewers jersey on here. I've got my hat on. It's a great time to live in Wisconsin, isn't it? We've got the Bucks championship, Bucks in six. We've got the Packers starting their NFL training for the upcoming season. And it looks like the Brewers have a real good chance of going the distance in the playoffs this year for baseball. Everybody who competes goes into strict training, that's for sure. The Milwaukee Bucks were not able to become champions of the NBA by not working hard and not playing together as a team. They certainly needed the proper tools to do the job. They needed a good training facility. They needed a good coaching staff, a good support team from their medical and training staff. They certainly needed to carry with themselves each day a proper attitude. They needed to work together as a team and not be all about themselves. This dedicated effort by the individuals and the groups of the Milwaukee Bucks organization led to success. And isn't that true about anyone who wants to accomplish a goal? If you want to achieve something, you have to go through a certain process. There's certain training which is necessary, and then there needs to be follow through in order to be successful. We have the Olympic athletes performing this week. We've got the Milwaukee Bucks, we've got the Brewers, we've got all kinds of teams, maybe even your kids' club teams. They have success and they have championship performance not by accident. These things happen because there's a lot of different individuals involved. I like to call it the 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 equals 1. You see, if we're going to be successful, we as an individual need to do what we need to do. If we're talking about schoolwork, that also then includes the parent. The parent needs to support the child and the school in what they're trying to accomplish. And of course, the student. The student needs to put forth daily, consistent effort in order to be successful. So the teacher plus the home plus the student indeed equals success. If I do my part and the student and the parents do their parts, we indeed are going to be successful. Earlier on, I said that everyone who competes goes into strict training. And those words are taken from 1 Corinthians, where it says everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it for a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. In biblical times, they had the original Olympic Games. And the Apostle Paul knew, and so did the people, that in order to be competitive, you had to train. But the Bible tells us, train a child in the way that he or she should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. And that here at Garden Homes is our number one goal. We want to be certain that our children understand and know their Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who is the way, the truth, and the life. There are certain expectations that our students are going to be required. Our expectations are teamwork. Our expectations include having the proper tools, having the correct attitude, and applying effort on a daily basis which will empower them to be successful. Our students' daily consistent effort is extremely important in the final outcome and in the final success. As the students enter the 7th grade, I'm going to be reminding them of a phrase that I made up, copying what has been said about the Milwaukee Bucks, Bucks in 6. Well, I like to say 7 and 4. You see, grade 7 will be successful. The individuals, the students, as well as the entire group. Grade 7 in 4 quarters. We need to apply consistent effort each and every day of quarter 1 and quarter 2 and quarter 3 and quarter 4. And when we do that, we as a team are going to be successful. Your scholars are going to see on the walls in the classroom and the walls in the hall outside of our room 7 and 4. And it's going to be a reminder to us concerning this effort which is required of all of us throughout these upcoming 4 quarters. The orientation for this year's school year will take place next Monday and Tuesday here at Garden Homes Lutheran School. The office has already sent you information concerning these registration orientation dates. Along with that orientation day will be information reminding you concerning our uniform policy. There have been some slight tweaks in the uniform policy from last year to this year, and you're going to want to be sure that you read carefully those changes so that your scholar has the proper uniform to start the year. Also, with the information that was distributed from our school's office is a supply list. And if you have any questions concerning that, feel free to call the school office, contact me, or ask the question at one of our orientation sessions next week, Monday, August 9th, or Tuesday, August 10th. This year, our school doors will open at 7:15 a.m. At that time, breakfast will be served in the cafeteria. We're going to be following the same policy we did last year when the students returned to school. They're going to be directed to go to the cafeteria to pick up their breakfast, and then they're going to be coming up to their individual classrooms to eat their breakfast. Breakfast will end at 7:45, and then we will begin our final preparations for the day so that by 7:55, the students are seated in their desks and are prepared for the beginning of the day at 8 a.m. We once again will have a scaffolded dismissal time, but the older students will be dismissed at 3:30 in the afternoon. One important part of our school year is communication, and you can count on me to be communicating with you regularly. I have already sent you an invitation to our private text messaging by using the Remind app. If you've not already responded to me so that I can add you to my class list, please do respond to the invitation that I send to you on the Remind app. Also, we will be using, again, our GradeLink student information database to be sending out emails. Also on GradeLink, you're going to find your students up-to-date, real-time grades, and that's extremely important as you want to know what your students' academic progress is from day to day. As you take a look at your child's progress, you can feel free at any time to get a hold of me and we can discuss and answer any questions that you might have concerning your child's grades. The login information for GradeLink will be distributed by administration on our registration and orientation days. Your students have take-home folders. As was true in the past, if your child was a student at Garden Homes, this blue folder enables the teacher to send home any important paper information. Now, as time goes on, we have become more digital. As an example, our school newsletter will no longer be in paper format. That will be in digital format, and our administration will be describing that for you on registration orientation day. But if there's any important pieces of paper that I need to send home with your child, it will go inside of that blue folder. Class schedules. The seventh graders class schedule will be a little bit different than it would have been in the past if indeed they were sixth graders here at Garden Homes Lutheran School. As you may know, we were not able to fill the seventh grade home position for the seventh grade classroom for this upcoming school year. So we have divided up and rearranged some assignments in our staff in order to fully cover our seventh grade homeroom. I am going to be the lead homeroom teacher for the seventh grade this year. I will be starting out the day and taking their religion and their reading class and their English class. And other times during the day, Mr. Harvey was going to be stepping in, as well as Mr. Shane to teach the students' math class. Again, take a look at the students' class schedule. You'll be getting a copy of that at registration orientation day. At the end of the school day, your students will have an opportunity to go to the lighthouse. Remember that there is a permission slip which needs to be filled out prior to your student going over to the lighthouse. Again, if your student is going to make use of the lighthouse, you want to pay very careful attention not only to making certain that the paperwork is filled out, but also paying attention to the schedule, because some days there are closures at the lighthouse where they have other activities going on for groups of individuals. Power Hour is going to be run differently this year. Power Hour is by invitation only. If I or one of the other teachers for your child's seventh grade class wants them or needs them to stay after for some academic assistance, we will contact you and make the arrangements to have that done. After school, the students have two options. Number one, to go home and be picked up by their guardian, or number two, go to Lighthouse. Now, as the year progresses, your child may be participating in an extracurricular activity after school, like soccer or volleyball or basketball. And then the athletic director and or the coach will have specific information concerning when those practices occur and what time that the children should be picked up after school. I thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day listening and watching this video. If there are any questions concerning any of the things that I touched on this morning, please feel free to ask those questions when we have our orientation next week, Monday, August 9th, or Tuesday, August 10th. Once again, the specific days and times for those orientation sessions can be found in those handouts which were distributed by our school's office. Once again, thanks and have a great day.